We had 10 days off. And so, you're never quite sure with that long a period if you're going to come out a little sluggish or come out and not shoot the ball well. But man, our guys really came out aggressive. Oscar Freire hit a couple jump shots to start the game for us. And, that's as well as we've played, offensively, all year. And we've had days in practice we shoot it well, but this was definitely one of the days I thought we really took good shots and we shot the ball really, really well.
Bryce, what was the key at about that 15-0 run? You had just got back to your starters in the second half when they answered your run before that.
I think defensively, we were able to string some stops together in a row in that stretch. And then we were able to get out in transition, convert on the other end. I thought Mikey Dixon was, terrific those last 10 minutes, finishing in transition, knocking in some outside shots. So, but it definitely began on the defensive end, being able to get stops and then get out in transition.
Bryce talked about it yesterday. You got more out of some guys that you haven't gotten a lot of out of this year. How excited was that for you to see Mikey Dixon step up, especially late? Oscar had a tremendous game. What did you like from those two guys? It seemed like those were key as part of that 15-0 run.
Basketball is such a game of confidence. It's a game of momentum. And, it's great to see those seniors stepping up, and making confident plays. Oscar, again, he didn't get a lot of shots at the rim. He was making threes and making pull-ups, which are tough shots. So, once he got that first down, it's great to see him be more aggressive and look for his shot. Mikey, I was really proud of Mikey because he was patient. First half, I don't think he scored. And he kept waiting his turn. We talked to our team that there's going to be certain days that certain players are going to get more shots than others, and you just got to keep trusting the offense. And, Mikey trusted it. And all of a sudden, the last 10 minutes, it was his turn. It was his name that got called. And he stepped up and made a lot of big plays for us.
Bryce, how about your team's ability to kind of, weather the storm here and then pass a really big test, maybe your first big one of the season?
You always wonder because, again, I haven't coached, these guys. They haven't, played for this staff before. And like you said, we really got challenged multiple times during that game. And so every time out you come over, you want your team to go out and respond with their own run. And, man, so proud of this team. Thought they really went out each time and responded with either a big made basket or, a defensive stop on the other end. So there were definitely, 4 or 5 times that we could have folded, and our guys just kept fighting back.
Did you feel like your guys learned from that one stretch in the first half where you had a run of turnovers and gave a lead right back? Because from there, it seemed like it was clean.
We stopped moving on offense during that stretch. We tried to, take the shortcut on some of our actual cuts where we really got to run and exert yourself to cut. And some might have been fatigue. That was a very high-paced game up and down. And, again, we've been off for 10 days. And this intensity, we haven't faced, from a team just, constantly attacking us, and with their height around the rim. So some fatigue might have been in there. Then I thought when we got our second win, we settled down, played a little better with the ball and our execution.
How's Jaden Stone feeling after rolling the ankle? Do you think he's going to be good to go for Sunday?
He started out so well. He made a big pass and he scored 5 points. So really hurt, when he went out. We tried him in the second half, and he had a wide open 3, and you could kind of tell he kind of went up and landed on 1 foot, and I subbed him out after that because, again, we need him playing on 2 feet. But hopefully he's going to heal quickly and be ready for our next game because he gave us a huge burst, in that first half with an assist and 2 quick baskets.
Bryce, it probably goes without saying, but just the confidence this gives you going into what's going to be the big watchable event here in a couple of days.
Our big concern is getting our legs back. That was a very intense game, up and down. They run a lot of really good offensive actions that we had to exert a lot of energy chasing them, all over the court. So, our big focus is going to be trying to be as fresh as we can because we know the speed that Arizona State has. We know the pace that they play with and the pace they defend with. And so, conditioning is going to play a big part on Sunday.
All right, let's talk about the defense. Talk about the defense in the second half on Grant Sherfield. He only had 5 points. You guys kind of took the wind out of their sails by shutting him down in a sense.
He's a really good player. He scores it. I think he scored it in nearly every way that you can score it tonight in the game. Outside, going left, going right, finishing, pull-ups, catch and shoots. He pretty much did it all. I thought Javon, again, did a tremendous job, at least making his baskets hard. And Javon really locked in that second half and stayed a little bit closer to him. And I thought our backup coverage was good. They set a lot of ball screens from the 3-man to the 4-man to the 5-man, and there's different coverages with each guy. So settling in that second half really helped us, and Javon was a big part of that with his pressure on the ball.
How do you think your big man handled going against size like that for the first time this season?
It was definitely, they did some really good things. Their presence on defense, sometimes Sherfield would turn the corner and, we would have our, Ash in there, and just his presence makes it different. He had to dribble back out. And, those won't show up in a stat sheet, but they show up, in your team defense. So their presence inside defensively, I thought was very important. Offensively, I think, we'll continue to improve. As we talked, Asbjorn has not really gotten the ball thrown to him on the block, in 3 years. So, I think we're going to see a lot of progress with him throughout the year, catching the ball on the block and be able to make a more efficient post move.
What did you think about the impact that Gabe McLaughlin was able to have tonight? I know he was in foul trouble, but it seemed like he was an impact maker throughout the game.
Both ends of the floor. He took a couple charges. He contested shots. He switched out onto a guard, moved his feet, kept him in front, caused a turnover. And, love him on offense. He had a big free throw line jump shot to get him out of their zone. And then he also was able to post and use his strength. And so, if versatility would definitely be a word to describe him tonight, because he guarded bigs, he guarded smalls, he scored inside, he scored out, and was a huge part of this win.
Bryce, yesterday you talked about your guards handling the pressure. Tonight it seemed like it was your guards that were putting the pressure on Nevada all night. How excited were you to see that instead of it being the other way around?
We've played against each other for so long, and again, we just haven't played a lot of other games. It was really, nice to see Javon. I thought Javon was really aggressive in that first half, made a lot of big shots for us that kept us in the game. And again, Mikey, kind of waiting his turn the last 10 minutes. And, he made some sensational drives at the rim, with contact, finishing. And what we enjoyed as a coaching staff is he made good decisions. He didn't go out of control and force bad shots. He dribbled his way out of traffic. Brought the ball back out. So I was really pleased, I thought, with our guards' decision-making, within the paint when they did penetrate.
How difficult is this short of a window when you have a different opponent? I know you're going to have back-to-backs in the WAC, but this is a totally different offense to prepare for.
I mean, as a coach, obviously we wish we had a few more days because there's a lot of prep. Again, definitely different styles, different defensive styles. So, we have a lot to cover tomorrow at practice to try to prepare the best that we can for the early tip Sunday.
What was that locker room like after the game?
A lot of excitement. We've worked hard. We've been practicing for 10 days and guys were ready for a game. So I think it was very gratifying to know that, the long practices we've had, over the course of this last week, paid off with their performance tonight.